If this video found you, it's because you need to act like you know that this is your show. So let's go. As always, it's your girl Mo, and this is a Mo message. I feel like you have a decision to make, or you're trying to weigh your options about something. I just heard guess in my head, and it's also not as bad as you think it is. It's not as bad as you're perceiving it to be, and that specifically is in relation to something that you're avoiding. You may be avoiding something, avoiding a conversation, avoiding a call, avoiding just like I heard a deep dive. So this could be with anything, right? Like maybe you need to clear out some clothes that that are in your closet, you know, and you've just been putting that off. Like maybe you have been avoiding doing a deep declutter, a good deep dive of your home space, you know, and really getting rid of that old energy. But it is this idea of getting rid of old energy. 1:11 on the clock when I said that, and really just prioritizing your peace, man. Like clearing out the tabs. I just heard clearing out the tabs. So you could be someone that has a lot of tabs open, either on your phone, on your laptop, on your iPad, and in your brain though, specifically. Like, you know, it takes more energy away from you to think about doing things instead of just like doing the thing that you're thinking about doing. Like, I feel like I'm talking to people who think a lot about doing the things that they want to do or know they need to do, but are avoiding it because they're scared to feel the feelings that are in association with doing that thing. Or maybe maybe you have like ADHD or OCD, or you could be on the spectrum when it comes to that, you know. Like you could be someone, I know I was talking in my group chat today on Discord, and I'm actually about to create a community on Discord. It'll be a monthly subscription for anyone who's serious about committing to their journey, committing to their path, committing to becoming the highest version of themselves, and committing to being around people who are like-minded. And it's not always pleasant, you know, being around people who are just like you, being around people who are mirror reflections of you isn't always a pleasant thing, but it's a liberating thing. You know, it allows you to grow. It allows you to really introspect and go within. So I'm working on right now building multiple communities. I want one for just women. I want one for entrepreneurs and like-minded individuals when it comes to higher conscious conversations. So stay tuned for that. If that's something you're interested in, it definitely won't be until maybe around late December going into the new year, but I do want to give people a sense of community and provide us here, the MONEYBAGZ Collective, with that sense of unbreakable and unshakable community. Because even in my Discord right now, it's like there's only, like 8 of us maybe, but we're like this. We're like this. So shout out the Discord family. Y'all are some of the realest people in my life right now. But nonetheless, that could be significant for you too. Really implementing, following through with yourself when it comes to business ideas. And I just heard not being afraid to ask for what you're worth as well. So maybe you could struggle with that. You could be a first-gen entrepreneur, or someone who is, I heard freelancing. So you couldn't, maybe you don't have like a typical job, or something about like not doing things that are typical, not conforming, not living a part of the matrix. Like I know for me, you know, they're always like, you should get a job, you should do that, you should do this. And it's so irritating, truthfully. It's so annoying to me because I'm like, dude, you don't need a job to survive, you need income. And what I've been working on is creating systems to monetize what I have so I can be free, you know, and everyone should want to do that. I heard systems and plans. So your biggest friend going into the new year and even wrapping up this year is going to be planning, creating systems, reliable systems that will benefit you, that require you to close some of that, not even require, but will allow you to close some of these mental tabs that you're keeping open in your brain. You know, a system, a really good system can change your life. And that's something that I've struggled with, you know, even on my content creation journey. It's like the whole monetization system of things and implementing systems, and just systems. They're so important and beneficial. And there's so many tools out there that are here to serve us, that a lot of people just don't really know about, you know? So you could be attracting some people, some help to help you implement these systems moving forward into the new year. But you need to wrap that up. I just heard that clear as day. You need to wrap that up. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it's about. 555 on the clock, and that's change. So you need to wrap up whatever you've been thinking about ending, thinking about cutting off, moving on from. Wrap it up. Like, just wrap it up. Rip the Band-Aid off. Like we said in my last message, all of the connections that you truly pour into are going to have depth, and it's going to sting, it's going to hurt, it's going to leave an impact when you decide to prioritize your peace and let it go. It is what it is. You attract what you are. You are full of depth, so you're going to naturally attract people and relationships and friendships who are full of depth. But just because it has depth doesn't mean that it's here to last a lifetime. Like, you got to trust yourself at some point to make decisions that are going to serve you. And it's that simple. People are being weird right now. People are being weird. I know in my life, like, people are just being weird. Like, you're weird. There's some people that I've cut off, they don't even know they're cut off. But it's like, you text me again, I'm gonna let you know straight up, you're cut off because you're weird, you know? And you have to do better setting boundaries for yourself and speaking up when it comes to your personal boundaries, whether it be in relationships or friendships. And, you know, in the last message, I was saying how there's this one particular relationship of mine that ended earlier in the year. And, you know, when we had spoke the other day, earlier in the week, it was like, I was fully convinced on the phone that, like, based off of what they were saying, I was convinced that I didn't know what friendship was like. I didn't know what it was to experience having friends and being in a friendship and maintaining that connection. And then I told y'all I had called Jai. He was like, dude, why do you let people manipulate you into feeling how you do? Why do you let people get in your brain? Like, you know what a friend is. You know how to be a friend. You have friends. We're friends. You know what it takes. Don't let these people who didn't. So it's like, I just feel like a lot of people in your life specifically, because I'm a reflection of you and you are a reflection of me, a lot of people come into your life thinking that they are your tower moment. And a lot of people, I heard jealousy in my head clear as day. And I had this conversation with one of my friends the other day about people being jealous of each other, right? Like, not each other, but like, we were talking about us. So like, you know, of us. And she was telling me about, you know, this particular situation with her cousin and how people, before she found out and realized that he was actually jealous of her, were like, he's jealous of you and you need to watch that. And she was in denial, like, no, this is my cousin, this is my favorite person, why would he be jealous of me? Whole time he was. And jealousy is a very dangerous thing, and especially when it comes to being in friendships with women. A lot of women, when I look back to this particular connection with this one person, I'm not going to sit here and say that there was jealousy, but there was definitely something there, and it wasn't coming from me. Like, it just wasn't. I'm talking about, I'll never forget, there was this one time in specific connections in situations in your life right now could be causing you to reflect on the little things that we talked about in the last message, which was, I don't do little things for people to let slide, so why do I continue to let people do little things and let it slide? That's about, not even that's about, but yeah, like, you get it? And I was just really thinking back to the little things that had happened. And I remember we were at this event and I was just casually talking to her partner about something in relation to business or whatever, and it was like nothing. And we hadn't finished, we were talking mid-conversation. Never forget, we stopped talking for like 0.3 seconds. She came, walked up, grabbed her man, and walked away. Didn't even look me in the eye. And it was one of these things, it was one of those moments where I was kind of like, okay, because I don't give a fuck about your man. What the hell? Like, I don't give a damn. But looking back on it, it was like, well, what was the point of that, though? And it was very abrupt. It was like, there was no eye contact with us. There was no nothing. And this was someone who I considered to be a really close friend of mine. So it's like, why are you moving like that? What's up? Like, it was, and I know it like sounds very minuscule, but like, it was one of those situations where it's just like, you kind of had to be there. And then as I reflect and introspect, it's like, oh, okay. There might have been something there. There might have been something there. And I don't know what it was. And it's, again, one of those connections where it's like, my experiences with this person were great. They were cool from my perspective, at least. But my intuition keeps telling me something different. And I'm no longer in the phase of my life where I'm not going to listen to my intuition. I'd rather be safe than sorry. And it just kind of is what it is. So again, really, that deep dive word that came up, deep dive, doing that deep dive, reflection, introspection. People are being weird right now. People from the past could be coming back for you too. I didn't mean to say for you, but take how it resonates, leave what doesn't. Ooh, and there were 3 birds that just flew, like went straight up. So I don't know, could be significant for someone. But you really have to prioritize your peace in this season of your life, in this new timeline of your life, simply because you're the star and you're no longer going to be the phoenix rising. You are no longer going to be in the state of coming up out of something. You are going to be in the state of being out of it. And there's a difference between coming up out of something and being out of something. It's a major difference. You glow different, you shine different, you walk different, you talk different, you think different. And I feel like the universe has been prepping you for something so massive, for something completely life-changing, truthfully. And it's everything that you've asked for. I really do feel like all the things that you have been manifesting and writing down in your journal are coming into fruition. But you may feel like it's not, or you may feel like things aren't moving a certain way because it's not unfolding how your ego planned it to. But again, this season is not even about living from your ego and listening to your ego. It's really about you allowing your ego to kind of take a back seat and protect you in the ways that it needs to when it has to, but allowing life to unfold in the way that the universe intends it to, not really how your ego wants it to. And really understanding that you are sovereign and you are whatever it is that you declare yourself to be. And that can be a really hard thing to kind of get into terms with, really understanding the power that you hold, being the creator that you are and being in co-creation with the universe itself. But you are so magnetic at this time. Something about, I see like a person in a pink or like a blue aura. Purple too could be significant. So you could be someone that has a blue aura, or even green just came through right now. But really like healing, intuitive energy. Your gifts are strengthening. A new layer of protection is being sent your way. But I think it's only because in 144 in the clock when I said that, and then 444, a new layer of protection is being sent your way, is being orchestrated behind the scenes because you've been prepped enough for it. You're about to be welcoming bigger and better. So you need a bigger and better team, whether it's divine, as in energetic protection, or literal physical protection in the 3D. Someone could be defending you, or you could have just defended yourself or something. It's the day after Thanksgiving, so you know, them family dinners could have been hectic. You could have gotten into an argument with someone, or you could have just had a really deep heart-to-heart with someone this Thanksgiving that really kind of shifted your perspective on the way you view them, or maybe on the way you view a particular situation from the past. I get like from ages 8 to 9, or like those elementary, middle school, high school years. You really could have just had a deep heart-to-heart with someone about why they treated you the way they did, or why they were acting like that, or maybe why they were distant, or why they left. I just heard like an uncle, or so maybe something that has to do with family, like someone, you could have felt like someone abandoned you when you were little, but really like it wasn't that, you know. And I think I said it in this video, like it's not as serious, or it's not as bad as you think it is. It's not as deep or serious as you perceived it to be. So things just coming to light right now could be significant. You could be realizing the small ways that people try to make you small, the small remarks, the small comments. But like, you also have to understand that like not everyone is on your energetic level. Not everyone has an expanded consciousness in this 3D, even if they are in your reality. Like, yes, everyone is a reflection of you, but sometimes people reflect the old parts of you. People reflect the shadow that you've already integrated. So don't forget that moving forward. Just because you attracted someone doesn't mean that they are a representation and a reflection of your light. They could easily just be a reflection of your shadow. And just remember that. Like, just remember that. And that's why you should never really take things too personal, or take things, like get offended by things easily, because people speak from their own limitations. People speak from their own projections and their own perspective. And it really just is what it is. Like, you can control what you can control, and the only thing that you can control is you. Like, that's it. I feel like a lot of people think that they've had a deeper part in your story than they actually did. Or maybe a lot of people may feel like, I see weights in my head, so maybe they feel like they really hold weight in your story, or it's given like someone or something, some people feel like they're your tower moment, feeling like, yeah, I showed them. Or like, even I was watching an episode of Scandal today, and Olivia Pope has decided to team up with Annalise Keating. Hell of a crossover, right? For this criminal justice reform project that Annalise is working on. And her old associates, the White House, is trying to block the criminal justice reform from going through, not because of the case. It's a solid case. It's a case that is that could be extremely profound for the history of criminal justice, specifically when it comes to Black people being wrongly incarcerated and falsely accused of crimes they didn't commit. But they're so focused on taking Olivia down that they don't even care that she's trying to do a good thing. They don't even care that she's trying to change the world for better. They're heavily focused on how can we block this from going through to the Supreme Court just to spite Olivia. And of course, it doesn't work. It doesn't prevail. Because at the end of the day, no matter how flawed Olivia is, the universe knows her heart. And that's what I want you to understand is, you are flawed. Yes, we're all flawed. I'm flawed. Who wants to be perfect? We see what the world looks like right now when people, we see the lengths and the depths that people will go to in order to portray perfection. And you kind of just end up looking goofy. Like, why your lips look like that? All that injections, it's not given. Why is your face so, like, come on now, what's up? And you see the lengths that people will go to portray this perfect look, this perfect identity, but it's like, why? Natural is gonna come back in. Natural never left, by the way. And I don't know why this is coming up right now. Cosmetics is coming up. Like, someone could regret their surgery that they had, or someone could have just been talked out of getting a specific surgery. And it could be in relation to something that you're insecure about. I see like a nose job, or you could have had, like, there could be some type of disformity on your face, or something that's just like really prominent on you that you don't like, and you want it to change or reverse, even like reverse. So maybe you could have got surgery and now you want it to be reversed. But even the lessons that come with that, right? Like understanding that no one is perfect, even how people, like, it doesn't matter how perfect someone looks. It doesn't matter how, it just doesn't matter how put together someone is or how perfect someone is. We're all flawed. We're all flawed. And when you can learn to love yourself through and because of your imperfections, you start to perceive yourself differently, and then you start to perceive the world differently. So even having empathy for people who get cosmetic surgery and don't like it and regret it, and realizing like, damn, I got this surgery to look better, but I just ended up looking worse. And like I said, the lessons, there's a lot of lessons in relation to that. And I just feel like a lot of people right now are closing up cycles, wrapping up cycles, a lot of, especially with, like, I heard prominent figures. So like a prominent character in your storyline could just, like, that story in relation to that character, you know, that role in your movie, in your show, yes, it's gonna clear itself out. And I feel like this energy is either going to naturally carry itself out, or they could be like, yeah, I don't want to do this anymore, or you could be the one to really just rip the band-aid off and be like, I'm prioritizing my peace, you're weird, I'm done. And even like you really not, I still don't feel like you understand the extent, the gravity that your power, your presence, your words hold. Because a lot of people have tried to, going back to make you feel small, a lot of people have tried to, but don't understand that you're gonna always win. You don't always come out in the end, because you came into this world with protection, came into this world heavily and divinely protected. And the universe sees all, God sees all. Things coming to light. I see the dragonfly card, adapt, change, heal. My biggest thing about this collective is, like, we are the second plane that hit the tower. You are the second plane that hit the tower. There are a lot of people in your life that have come into your life thinking that they're your tower moment, and they've tried to humble you and make you feel small. Whole time you just alchemized that energy. Whole time you transmuted that energy. You transmuted that pain into power, and then came out on top, and they're confused. And it's like, well, you're confused because you must not have known who I was. You must not have known that I'm the second tower, and that second plane, you're the second plane, and that second plane shocked everyone. That second plane had everyone shook. Yeah, the first plane had everyone like, oh shit, but that second plane had everyone like, wait, what the hell is actually going on? What's going on now? You're that second plane. You're the second plane that hit. You're gonna do something that's going to shock the world, that's going to shock some of your haters. And I feel like you're someone who doesn't even think that you have haters. And I feel like you're someone who doesn't feel like you have haters or people who don't like you, because no one ever tells you that they don't like you. No one's ever direct about their dislike or disdain for you. It's always like a matter of fact. Like, as a matter of fact, oh yeah, this person doesn't like you, or you find out after the fact. But like, you're intimidating as hell. So people may talk about you behind your back, but they're never going to have the balls to express that to you, Because at the end of the day, energy don't lie, and they can sense the big dog energy in you. They can sense that energy in you, and that's something that you have to kind of learn how to play with, truthfully. Learn how to play with the fact that, yeah, you're a little intimidating, babe. And I feel like that's something that you kind of feared about yourself in the past, because you want to be this perceived likable person. You want to be this person who everyone likes, and it's like you are someone that everyone likes. A lot of people have amazing things to say about you, and the people who don't have the best things to say about you are people who have either done you wrong, or y'all just weren't meant to be a part of each other's stories, you know? And it kind of just is what it is. You can't control the way people perceive you. You cannot control the perception of the story. The only thing that you can control is your perspective of the story, and that's it. If you walked away with your dignity, if you walked away with your pride, if you walked away with your self-respect, you've won. And a lot of people in this world walk around with no dignity, with no self-respect, with no humility, but you have all of that. You still have yours. You still have your soul. Act like you know. That's all there is to it. That's fine. You may be living that kind of life. You may be doing that and being around those people, but you sold your soul to be in those groups. You traded your humility for some money. You traded your self-respect and dignity for some fame. And even again, old Hollywood is coming up. A lot of this collective feeling like they have this pull to visibility when it comes to being in the scene, being in the Hollywood scene. Acting could be significant, singing, dancing, but more so on, like, I just see big stages. So someone could be a performer, or you could be pursuing just wanting to be on that big stage, you know, on the big stage, being on TV, being in movies. But a lot of people don't understand what most of the people who we see on the TV had to do in order to be on TV. And you're someone who, in your past, you may have traded your soul for fame. You may have traded your soul for some money. And that's why in this lifetime, your soul chose to pursue the route of humility. It chose to pursue the route of divinity before the success, so you would not lose your soul in the process of attaining that success. And then this engagement ring at the bottom of the deck, completion. Like I said, there's a lot of things wrapping up, even the Phoenix Rising card at the bottom of the deck. And this Twin Flame card, balance. There's a lot of balance that's coming in. The scales are balancing out. Daddy Saturn. I wrote another song called Daddy Saturn. And it basically talks about the scales balancing out. What does it go? Saturn is karma, and he'll tip the scales in my favor. Watch what I do. Vanish the veil. Mo give them hell. And this time card, ooh, I love when the reading comes full circle, because a lot of you guys have this dream and this vision over your life, and you think that it's supposed to unfold now. You think that because you can see it in your head, it has to materialize right now. A lot of you guys are looking for that moment. A lot of you guys are waiting for that moment where everything makes sense. But what I need to tell you is that the type of life that you want to pursue, it requires respect, and not only respect from yourself, but it requires respect from the masses. And people love a story. People love a hero's journey. People love a come up story. And even though, you know, when you get to the top, a lot of them switch up. People switch up. But it's all about the story and the journey that it took for you to get to where it is that you're at. Respect is earned. This is not some little, you're not no industry plant. You're not no like Nepo baby who can pay their way into any space that they want. Your story requires divinity and grind. You know, it requires faith. It requires you following your intuitive nudges to go to certain places because you feel called to, and then meeting someone who can put you in the rooms that people pay to get into, right? But your story requires time. It requires time to unfold. It requires lessons to be learned. It requires cycles to be completed. You are not no quick fix, okay? You are pursuing a life that's rooted in longevity. It's rooted in legacy. Allow your story to unfold in the way that it is unfolding. It's like you've been in a rush your whole life, and the universe is urging you right now to get to you through me, to tell you to slow down, relax, and trust that it is, you've already won. You've already won. You're a winner. In this reality, in this timeline, you're a winner. You are a winner. Every single day I tell myself I'm growing, I'm glowing, I'm thriving, I'm winning. And I always say all day, every day, it's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. It's done. Because it implies that everything that I want is done. I already have it. So I'm constantly living in this state of the wish fulfilled all day long. And even just repeating words to yourself like gratitude, gratitude, gratitude. Whenever you feel yourself thinking about things that are bothering you, or whenever you just catch yourself slipping out of your story that you tell yourself every day, you are a sovereign being, okay? You are a sovereign being. Whatever it is that you say is, it is. It's done. That's how much power you possess. So you need to really, see, the abundance card came out telling you, like, this is already yours, man. The abundance is already yours. Even abundance, that's something I repeat to myself all day, every day. So my brain will intentionally focus on all the abundance that I have around me, and it takes my brain off of the lack, right? You need to focus on the abundance, and your perception is everything. You're either choosing to focus on lack or you're choosing to focus on abundance. You can't focus on both at the same time. This is trying to come out, the clarity card, Sword of the Rose, revelation. Like, you got to really act like you know. You just have to act like you know, man. Like, you are destined. It's dragonfly, what I say, the dragonfly card at the bottom of the deck. Things coming to light. You got to understand who you are. And I feel like for a really long time, you haven't been able to understand how people perceive you. And that could have been your stagnancy, the stagnancy in your life. Always wearing masks, always performing, always trying to make people feel comfortable, not speaking up when you really had something to say, not wearing what you wanted to wear out of the fear of, the Phoenix card came out again. Not wearing what you wanted to wear because of the fear of someone judging you, but like, I just really do feel like you've purged out something major when it comes to your perception of self, and realizing that, like, you kind of do perform in a sense. Like, you perform for people because you're not performing for yourself, because you're actually doing yourself a disservice, 333 on the clock, by not showing up as your most authentic self, and not speaking up when you feel like you have something to say, and not wearing what it is that you want to wear when you want to wear it out of the fear of the perception of other people. And I feel like that's something that you have definitely cleared out, specifically this month, when it comes to, this outdated way of thinking. Outdated way of thinking. You've cleared out that way of being. You have integrated something higher and different into your light being. That is like, there's no going back. There's no going back. You've woken up. You've woken up. And you're not fully awake to your power yet, but the universe is going to be sending you people. They're going to be sending you circumstances that really do highlight your own personal power and highlight the ways that people perceive you. And when you get met with these opportunities, understand that this mask card is the thing that flipped around. What did I say, bro? I'm telling you, like, you're done with that. You're done. It's over. But I really do feel like people, in this mirror card too at the bottom of the deck, I do feel like people are going to be coming into your life. I see the lightning card. It's going to be something like this new transformation that is going to take place within you, is because of, it's not even like a transformation. The transformation has already taken place from an internal state, and now it's beginning to reflect and be projected into your physical reality. So it's like, this transformation people are now going to be able to see the transformation that's been taking place on the inside of you based off of the opportunities that you are about to be presented with and rewarded with, because of your faith and because you took the risk of really going within and transforming that pain into power. And I'm proud of you. And when these things come into your life, it's because you deserve it and you're worthy of it. You don't, we talk about that, follow through with yourself. You deserve it and you're worthy of it. And really give yourself gratitude and appreciation for how far you've come. 444 confirmation could be significant for someone. Yeah, just keep working. Like literally just keep working. Keep doing what it is that you need to do, because yeah, you are the activation point. We talk about those abandonment wounds in the beginning, feeling like people have left you behind. But remember, separation is an illusion. Just keep working. That respect is earned. The respect that you want is earned. Show me how gifted I really am. Keep telling the universe to show you how gifted you really are. Because you're full of gifts. You have so much to offer for this world. Go eat someone. Go eat them Thanksgiving leftovers. Stop playing with yourself. Final cards for confirmation. Mogul moves. Take action today. Like I said, whatever you've been putting off, alignment in all areas at the bottom of the deck, confirmation, and these irrational fears at the bottom of the deck, specifically in relation to your career. Like I said, you very well could have in a past life been someone who was a part of Hollywood, who was a part of the entertainment space, but sold your divinity for that type of life. Like, it just kind of is what it is. You still carry that hurt, that pain, that betrayal with you, but that is what you are integrating. You're integrating that part of your shadow into your light being in this lifetime. And it's that simple. I see a movie set. I think it's a movie set. Maybe just like a set. So modeling could be significant for someone. Like I just see lights, a lot of lights, and like a set, like a stage. Not like it's like a stage set. So that could be significant for someone. Meditate for 5 minutes. Really just feel into your heart space and breathe through these emotions. And then stop. Okay, so we're gonna stop right there. That yes card is trying to come out. Y'all need to act like you know that this is your show. We're gonna get final cards from this deck. Actually, I want this deck instead for confirmation. And like, if you feel very, even this impatient card at the bottom of the deck, I'm telling you, like a lot of you guys are feeling very impatient when it comes to achieving your desires and really fulfilling your potential and expressing your ambition. But just be patient. Be patient. It's here. It's about to appear. Be still and listen. Be still and know. And there was something I was about to say. Damn it. What else was I gonna say? Right. If you're feeling heavy, if you're feeling just heavy, that's the point. It's a 9-year. It's a money card at the bottom of the deck as well. That's the whole point, my love. You're not going crazy. You're not like you're feeling. However you're feeling right now, you're meant to feel that way. And it's all for the highest good. It's a 9-year. This is about releasing illusions, about clearing out karmic cycles, about really purging out that old identity that's attached to the opposite of the life that you're attempting to manifest, that you are manifesting. And love. It's not about finding love. You are love itself. Help me to send so much compassion and caring to that inner child. I remember that I myself am always loved. And you are. This is a collective that is heart-centered, and the abundance card came out again. This is a double abundance reading with both of these. Like, what's the odds? What's the chances? Like, what is the odds? What's the odds? I was driving around with someone the other day, and we seen 777 on a license plate, and they're like, I was like, we're going to see it again. And they're like, no, we're not. Like, what's the odds? What's the chances? Like, do you understand the statistics for us seeing that again? And I'm like, I don't give a fuck about your statistics. Like, this is nothing about life is logical. People who move overly logical like that, it's like funny to me, because I'm like, you're still grounded in this matrix. Don't you know we seen 777 again and then 777 again? Because I said we're gonna see it again, and so it is. That's a synchronicity. It's a reflection of how in tune I am with my energy. And they sitting there like, no, this is crazy. What's going on? What the Sit down. Like, sit down. You don't even know. You don't even know what I say about these feelings. These feelings. And even going back to that little small incident, like, you're really a unicorn to some people, bro. Some people, like, you could be someone who experiences angel numbers all the time, and people don't experience them because they're not attuned to that frequency to recognize the synchronicity until they step into your reality. Because when people hang out with you, they're in your reality, because your energy overpowers them from a frequency standpoint, because your energy radiates more positive energy than a lot of the people that you associate with. And it doesn't mean that these people are bad people or energy suckers. It's just, like I said, a lot of people are reflections of you, but they're reflections of your shadow. And a lot of people, your purpose in their life is to integrate, is to force them, allow them, highlight on the ways that they're not integrating that shadow and they're operating from the shadow. So don't be afraid to show people your divinity. Don't be afraid to point out your divinity. Oh, angel number. I don't care how annoying it is. People need to understand that it is simply a reflection of your energy. Whether it freaks them out, whether it is like weird to them, they're like, you're a witch, you do these, how did you do that? Da, da, da. Let them say whatever. But it'll come a point in time where they will remember, like, oh, wait, she was onto something, he was onto something. But by the time they realize that, you're going to be at the top of the mountain. And their journey is just going to get started. Their journey is just getting started. By the time a lot of people recognize your divinity, you're going to be at the top of the mountain because of that divinity. And they're starting their trek up the mountain. Up the mountain. You already going to be at the top, though. Feelings, emotions want to be felt. You really can't surrender to something until you deeply feel it. Allow me, dear divine, to offer all emotions to you, feeling them fully so they no longer hold me captive. Like I said, let it go and let it flow. Act like you know that this is your show. Last card for confirmation. And whenever this divine timing card comes out, I always like to reframe it as divine alignment. And like I said, trusting in the perfect unfolding of your life, because time is an illusion. It's not real. It's a man-made construct. So you waiting on time. Time is not linear. Like time can be transformed when you're really present in the moment. Time is non-existent. It's all about your alignment. So the divine brings things in the timing that we need. Nothing comes before we're prepared, nor leaves too early. May I always trust your perfect and holy timing. There's something very holy about you. And you need to understand that. You got to understand and recognize your own divinity, because trust these people do. But like I said, a lot of these people recognize your divinity and don't really know what it is, or they 333 on the clock when I said that again, or they don't really know how to handle it or even how to respond to it. So that's why you could oftentimes be met with people who label you as intimidating or hard to read, and it's really just because they don't understand you. And you're not someone who's meant to be understood. You are, like the cards came out, you're an activation point for people to understand themselves through you. So get comfortable with that. It's your girl Mo, 444 on the clock when I said that. Act like you know, this is your show. So let's go. Stay tuned for the Discord link drop. It's gonna come out soon. And then this thing, like I said, the bottom of the deck, that risk, you're gonna be rewarded. You're being rewarded right now for taking the risk to go deeper within yourself, to purge out those feelings from past ancestral, like literally from your ancestors. Like, you're the one that took the risk to feel their pain. Do you understand that? You took the risk to feel their pain, and you thought you weren't going to be crowned for that in this lifetime. 4444 on the clock again. You took the risk to feel their pain and your pain. You got a lot coming for you, a lot, and it's bigger than you could have ever imagined. Like I said, I seen that lightning card in my head. Sooner than you think, just not as quick as you want. Act like you know this is your show. Like I said, stay tuned for that Discord link, and my readings are now up and live. If you want to book a reading with the girl, just fill out the link in the description below, or you could email me as well. And let's get to it. I'm here to serve as many people as I need to serve. And stay tuned for the Discord link. Did I say that again? I think I said that 3 times already, but I'm just really excited about it, and I can't wait to like talk with y'all and really just be a mirror. And I can't wait for y'all to be a mirror for me as well. So you are a catalyst. You are the second plane. You are going to shock the world, and your success is going to be undeniable. Undeniable. You are the truth, the walking truth. Act like you know again that this is your show again. And it's your girl Mo again. Okay? Saturn is karma, and he'll tip the scales. I think Saturn just went direct as well. In my favor, watch what I do. Vanish the veil. Mo give them hell. All right, yo. I love you. Be safe. I'm gonna catch y'all in the next video.